the risen Christ calls you by name. Why? Because you are priceless to God. Here's the great thing about the gospel story. If you read this later today, you'll discover this. When Jesus appears to his disciples, the very first thing he shows them, the very first thing Jesus shows his disciples are his scars. He comes into the room, that upper room where they had shared that final meal together, and appears before them. He says, "See the wounds in my hand. Put your hand where they pierced me in the side." Jesus saying, this is the time of my human life when I was defeated and overcome. The lowest point of my life. When I was beaten down and I was myself questioning, my God, why have you forsaken me? This is what his scars point to. Not to triumph, but to tragedy. Not to victory, but to pain and struggle. To remind us that Jesus knows just what we experience in life, every step of the journey. Think about how the story could have gone. Jesus could have come into the room and said, "Look, friends, it is I, completely healed. Nothing they did to me was lasting. I am perfectly new. All the scars are gone." Jesus didn't say that. He said, "I am scarred. I am wounded. But these wounds will not keep the power of God flowing from me to you." That's the more of Easter. Easter is not a promise that your business, or your family, or your church, or yourself will be like it used to be. It is not the promise that your pulse will go on beating forever. It is a promise that the power that gave you that pulse will never abandon you. Think about that. It's the promise that God who gave you the pulse, who breathed life into you, will never abandon you. So when you see the beautiful flowers and take in the beauty of the day, God is with you. When you fall to your knees and weep and it feels like darkness has descended, then you'll know that God is there on his knees with you as well. That is the power that gives life. And that's what Easter is about. You can have your jelly beans. You can have your Tootsie Rolls and your Easter bunnies. You can have your fun. You and I have learned in this life we simply need more. And the more is that you are priceless to God. He gives you life. And that's always